Don't laugh at me if I jump, because I just kicked up. I'm not afraid of snakes at all, but they can, you know, startle me if I'm not expecting them. Hi guys, welcome back to that 1870s homestead. I'm Rachel, and I was just walking up here to start this video, and a huge garter snake just slithered out of my roof-style beds. Makes me super happy. If you've been following me for a couple years now, I've actually gone and caught snakes and brought them to my garden, trying to keep them to stay here because they will eat pests. And so I definitely want them in my garden. It's a great sign of a healthy environment. Sorry, my neighbor's mowing the grass. But why I'm here today, can you guys see this cardboard shoved in the fence? The other day, I was out here watering, and I saw a little baby rabbit. She was probably this big, and I tried to pick her up to relocate her, but she found her way out of this nice hole. And that's what started happening last year. So I did a very, very cheap, inexpensive garden fencing solution when we first moved in. It is just snow fencing, or sometimes you'll see these like sand dunes to try to protect erosion or black wind. And inside it, I used some plastic deer fencing that was like, I don't know, probably 8 feet tall or so, and cut that in half and ran it the whole way around, because these spaces in the snow fencing were definitely big enough to let rabbits in. So in total, that project cost me about, I don't know, $150 or so, and it's lasted 4 years. This year, there's just way too many rabbit entrances now. I've removed one, scared one. No telling how many babies are still in here. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for them. And today is the big fence project day. Absolutely nothing expensive. I think my new fencing's costing me $75 out of pocket. We are just doing a simple chicken wire fence. A lot of you recommended that. It was already in my mind as an alternative. Because of the price of wood right now, it is just too darn expensive to go and buy wood to make a fence. So the first thing that Todd and I have to do is get this old fence down. And it is simply held up with a whole bunch of cable ties and baling twine and other things like that. Todd's here. I just came over here to start this video. Huge garter snake. Huge. I'm talking like this long and probably that big around.
I thought you were going to say there was a rabbit.
No, big old garter snake. But I told him it made me happy. He went back underneath the roof-style bed. So, all right, let's get going on tearing down the old.
It's kind of the starting point for the whole fence at the gate. And these ones are actually screwed in.
Oh no.
So this is going to be a bit of a challenge.
We buried that.
All this grass.
Yeah, and I think
everything it all became one.
Well, and I think that we buried the deer netting a bit to keep the rabbits from digging under. So it's actually kind of a good thing, so we can bury back the chicken wire a bit.
Yeah, and instead of going under it, they dug through it,
right?
Or chewed through it.
Yes. So, yeah, be aware that if you do this, you're gonna pull up turf with it.
So this is the reason for this project. You guys see them?
ones.
Cute.
Super cute.
Cute as heck. You know where you tried to go hide? In your straw bale garden. Yeah, you can't stay here, guy. Okay? And you look terrified, but...
So sweet. The terrors.
You can't live here. You can't live in a grocery store. Okay, I think it's falling asleep.
If you ever get the bright idea of using deer netting inside of a fence system to keep the rabbits out, do not do it. This grass has basically pulled it down so deep into the earth. It's like pulling out boulders. And I thought it was a great idea, but it's like serious back-breaking work. So just deal with the rabbits peacefully and you know, coexist and kumbaya. And I guess it's one of those moments that you're like always thinking, surely there's a better way to work smarter, not harder. And in the moment, it's nearly difficult to think of a what is the smarter way? I mean, this is plastic. I can't attach it to the bucket of the tractor and pull it. It's just gonna rip through it. I don't know what the smarter way is. I feel like I officially earned my first homesteader stripe. My first tear in a leather glove.
Yeah, it's all the way through. You get one of those It's like Cub Scouts. You get a little patch.
Even my fingertips are finally wearing out. Oh, man.
The lawnmower, the push mower, is run out of gas, and so am I.
Yes. I was just sitting here telling Todd this project did not go like it went in my head. In my head, it was just.
You gonna do that fence project today?
And you were like, yeah, sure. And then
No, I wasn't.
the first day I asked you.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think he had time to think about it. And today I'm like, gotta get home and do our project. Are you ready? He's like,
No.
no. In my mind, it came up so easy.
And ultimately, we tried, I don't know how many different things to get that plastic fencing with the grass growing into it. We tried brute force with the tractor. We tried digging. This is the ultimate solution. Go along and cut by hand until you wear holes in your gloves. And then rip everything else out and then come through with a lawnmower and chop up whatever grass is left behind.
Yeah, I have a blister from cutting that fence out. There's probably, 15 feet left?
Yeah.
And I told Todd I can't do anymore. My finger had completely given out. So we were sitting here just chit-chatting, and you were going around pulling out T-posts.
I pulled out all the T-posts except for the four corners because some of them were put in backwards. So if we were or sideways. So you should have the little nubs that stick out against the chicken wire, and it keeps the fencing from sliding up and down. So a lot of them were wrong, and the spacing was all off, and you said I want the spacing even. So I ripped up all the T-posts, and while I was doing that, you were doing that to your gloves, and I think by the time I got done, I was like,
I don't want to ever do this again.
I don't want to do this again. So our idea was to replace all the T-posts properly spaced, facing the right way, wrap the whole thing in chicken wire, zip tie it, baling wire, something.
And be done.
Because but the grass is going to grow again through the chicken wire, just like it did before.
Yeah, but I thought we could just burn it. Remember?
Yeah, we could use the weed torch and come through and burn it, but before we start rebuilding anything or resetting any T-posts, our garden's 40 by 40, so it's pretty easy for me to do some calculations of what would it ultimately cost to frame out with some lumber and almost build your dream fence. It'll be pretty close to it. But it would be like a phased approach, so it wouldn't be your dream fence all at once. But we could add on later on once lumber prices come back down, and it would make it so the borders were proper borders. We could mow up against it, we could weed whack up against it. So I need to do some calculations and see what that's really going to cost to do it that way.
Which I didn't expect at all, and I'm pleased. I can't tell you whether or not we can afford it today. Like you said, he's going to go see what pricing is at our local Lowe's or Home Depot, Menards, whatever.
Yeah.
And so this, unfortunately, is just going to be part one, I guess, because no matter what, we weren't going to get this done after all in a day.
Agree.
So hopefully, my peas are up over there. I hope something doesn't just come along and eat them now that I don't have a fence up. So at some point, we got to get to it, Todd, soon. That's the only thing. Whatever we decide, we can't sit and wait. So...
I know.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll be back again. I said
garden fence part 2 coming soon.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it's going to be about yet.
Right. Neither. I have no clue. But regardless, we are going to go. We ordered in food. I'm like, I can't cook. I can't do anything.
DoorDash, and at 6 o'clock, I'm hungry.
Yes. So. We've got some Qdoba Mexicans showing up here shortly.
Not sponsored or affiliated.
No. All right, guys. Sorry we didn't get it finished, but If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and you'll see what a small homestead fence could look like. I don't even know what it's going to be right now, but we'll see.
Sounds good. See you guys soon.
Bye. Mercy. I think our food might be here.